It's Beach Girl, Beach Vibes. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. So on today's video, I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way to create sort of beachy hair, surf girl, surf guy hair. And it's going to be a really easy way because it's going to take you from the beach on holiday to going out at night, maybe going for dinner, and you don't want to get back to the hotel room. You don't have to rewash it, re-blow dry it, straighten it and tong it. This is going to be a really quick way where you can just split the hair into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Do it, let it cool, do your makeup or whatever you've got to do, get changed, pull it all out, and you're gonna have a really sort of sexy looking hairstyle. So first thing I want to do is, if you've got face framing or short pieces around the front, I would suggest you get that bit out there, which is just basically from like, what is it, like recession, temporal area there. Doesn't really have to be neat because this is going to be surf guy, surf girl hair. And then from that point there, I would just split it so you've got, say, like a diagonal angle through there, going through the head. So we want a good density of hair here. We're not going from like straight down to the top of the ear. We're coming back into that back section because it gives us a bit more of like even areas to work from. So I'll start in the back. And what I want to do, you want to get some sort of product which will, if you've been in the sea, you don't need any products because all that sort of sea salt and everything from the sea is going to be in your hair already. But what I'm going to use is Joico's Hair Shake. You can hear. So it's got a ball bearing in. This is it's a liquid to powder. So you know those powders that you see a lot of people sprinkling in hair? This is a liquid form and it is unreal. So what we want to do is, brand new, this will just control frizz as well and add a bit more texture to the hair. We're not wanting to soak the hair. We're just wanting to sort of tame it and add that little bit sort of grit in there. So I'm just going to work it through with my hands. I'm just going to get my 2 fingers. I'm just going to run it down the back of the head like that, just to open it up. And then we're just going to start putting in just a bit of a braid. Again, we want that top to be sort of hanging, sort of loose, no real texture or anything through there. We want it to be as if that sun has just been beaten down and it's sort of kept it sort of quite straight. But then as you get to those ends, they just sort of taper out and they get a little bit more texture in there. And to make it look a little bit more modern, I'm just going to leave those ends out. And then we're just going to grab some foil and I'm just securing that down there like that. If you're on holiday and you haven't got foil, nip down to the kitchen. No, I'm only joking. So with the braid, you can get your straighteners and just run it up and down, and that will heat it up enough. I'm going to use a hairdryer. So I'm just going to run it like this over it, and then we're going to pull it out. It's going to have this sort of like really sort of, I don't want to say stringy, but like a disheveled sort of undone look. On the side, get some product in there. Just work it into the hair. If you want to, you could put an oil in as well. Oil would be great. Again, 2 fingers straight down, and then we start to braid. Scrunching that foil in. This foil that I'm using is from Simply Hair. I'll link it all down below. And this is the black flamingo, gold flamingo on black foil. Absolutely love it. So now we're on the front. And like I said, if you've got face framing or shorter pieces around the front, this is what I've isolated. If you haven't, you could potentially bring it into your sides. If you've got really long hair, you'll be able to get a lot more sort of wave and movement in there. If you've got shorter hair, I would probably break it down into more braids, as I've done. For the final one, and there we go. So that is it. What we're going to do now is just heat it up with a hairdryer. You could get straighteners and sort of like just tap it on the outside, but I just think hairdryer is just a little bit more kinder on heating it up rather than sort of banging those. Somebody could misinterpret and really sort of scold them or burn the hair. So I think just a hairdryer just to work it on there. Then we'll pull it out and you have this real sort of like beachy look. So now that they're all heated up, we're going to let them cool down completely, because if we're not letting hair cool down completely, same with big and bouncy blow dries, curling, straightening, the hair isn't actually setting. So that's what we need to do. We need to just let these foils, when they start to feel cool, see a little bit of warmth in there, a little bit of warmth in there. So we let it cool down completely, and then we pull it out, we brush those braids out, and then we're going to have that beachy, that beach girl, surf girl hair vibes. So these have all cooled down now. So what we want to do is we can just slide the foils off, and then we just want to be opening them up. And this is the effect that we want. So you see that sort of S sort of shape, like that. Just that sort of beachy, been at this beach all day, and we just want that texture. This mannequin head needs a good trim on the bottom, but I actually really like hair that tapers off. Not that hair that looks unhealthy, but I actually really like hair that tapers off. When I do extensions, I do them so they sort of taper off. I'm not a massive fan of hair that sort of like sits long and really blunt, because I think it just looks so unnatural, even if it is natural. It's just a thing of mine. But I like how hair sort of tapers off. So let's just open these up. This is also something you can do, and I'm sure many of you do, when you go to sleep. You sleep in some braids and create that lived-in texture. And we get a lot of clients come into the salon, and they come in. I say, "Oh, what have you done to your hair? Like, have you waved it? Have you curled it? Is this sort of like 2-day-old waves?" They're like, "No, just braided my hair last night, and you've got that sort of crimped, sort of beachy look, and I love it." Undone hair. But something that's going to be big for 2024, I believe, is going to be like beach waves again, and just creating something like that, which is really simple, and just creating that real sort of S. Sleep in your braids. Do this really quickly. You could do it with foil. You could do it with straighteners. Anything that heats the hair up. But like I said, the top tip is that you've got to let it cool down, and that's the thing. But again, everyone asks about the back, so that's just how it looks. We braided from like here, so we weren't going to get too much. If we braided up here, it could have popped out a little bit, made it look a little bit too sort of bulbous, whereas here just gives you that looseness that's in there. And I just think it's a really cool way just to explore using different hair tools and stuff like that. And again, foil is something we use every day for when it comes to foiling, to balayage, highlights, lowlights, but to use it for something a little bit different. And you can see how much volume that's actually given that. And that's down to like the product usage as well. We used something which was going to thicken, salt spray. We used hair shake. But yeah, again, I know she needs a haircut, but it's beach girl, beach vibes. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of these sort of like little hacks on how to style your hair really quickly and easy. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.